Hello, friends. I'm Dana Bristol Smith with Leap to Success, and I'm so glad that you're here with us for self-care in stressful times. And we started the series last March at the beginning of the pandemic with no idea how long the pandemic would continue and how long people would be experiencing so much stress and so much uncertainty. Here we are at the beginning of 2021 with even more stress, even more difficulty, even more challenges that are going on all around us. So take a breath with me. And let's give ourselves this 30 minutes to create some peace, to create a sense of control, because there's so much in our world right now and so much in our community that we cannot control. So we really want to take this opportunity with you to give you some tools, to give you some moments to reflect, some moments of respite, so that you can continue on and be healthy and be there for those that you love and those that you work with, those that you serve. So welcome once again, and I hope you feel just a little bit more settled right now. At the beginning of each of these sessions, we do a check-in poll to see what is the current level of stress that you are carrying and that you are experiencing right now. So I'll ask Alyssa to go ahead and put that poll up. And if you would please rate yourself on a scale from 1 being very low stress to 10 being high, and way too high, because it's just, life is not sustainable at that level of stress. So this is our check-in, and it looks like, from what I'm seeing right now, we don't have anybody lower than a 5 right now, and we have folks all the way up to a 9. So it's going to run just for a couple more seconds here. And it looks like most people right now are at about a 6. That's a pretty high level of stress to be carrying. So go ahead and take that deep breath, and I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Dana Bristol Smith with Leap to Success. We are a women's empowerment organization based in Carlsbad, California, and our mission is to educate and empower women who are overcoming domestic violence, homelessness, and other major life challenges. And what we've known and from our audience is that we're all experiencing major life challenges. And I'm so glad that you're taking this moment to give yourself some respite. I'd like to share with you a quote that a friend of mine named Jill Badonsky, who is an author, a creativity coach, and a fabulous artist, just shared online. And I think it's just so relevant for right now and for you giving yourself a moment. So see if you can take these words in. We can't rely on external events to bring us happiness. They're constantly changing and are badly on the fritz right now. But we can trust that we can handle what's happening. That sense of trust liberates our energies to focus on what we love, not on the fear that's running rampant. Fear is normal. It won't be quiet, but being consumed by it is optional. The inner power I'm speaking of can be cultivated with guided, creative experiences where we are gently steered to resilience by fostering the passion, perseverance, and self-belief it takes to start an endeavor and follow through with it. This builds the self-trust that gives us power, freedom, and joy. Thank you, Jill Badonsky. So this experience right now of giving yourself self-care is a commitment that you're making to yourself, and an experience that we are gently guiding you through. So right now I'm going to introduce my co-host, Kelly Grimes, who will guide us through a mindfulness practice. Here's Kelly.
Thank you so much, Dana. Yes, I love the quote that you just shared and the fact that we can choose where we put our energies. Now, there's no doubt that this is an incredibly stressful time. And maybe we think each week that you come that perhaps there'll be less stress in the world. And yet the truth is, there seems to be more. So, what I love that we're focusing on is putting our energy toward ourselves, nurturing ourselves, pausing, and calming our own nervous systems, grounding ourselves, because what we know is it has such a powerful impact on those around us. The more grounded we are, the safer the experience feels for other people as they're engaging with us. So I want to take you through a guided meditation today and invite you just to settle into where you're seated. Give yourself these moments just to pay attention to you. I want to invite you to close your eyes if you're comfortable or soften them down. And we're just going to bring a beautiful spirit of curiosity and non-judgment. And just notice what's showing up for us in this moment. Notice how it feels to have your feet on the ground. Really feel the support of the chair underneath you. And actually, I'm going to invite you to exhale and just let yourself even settle deeper into where you're seated right now. There's no place else that you need to be in this moment, but right here with yourself. And with each breath in and out, I invite you to have a sense that you're coming home to yourself. Bring an awareness to how it feels to actually breathe in. Notice, how deeply are you able to inhale? Sometimes when we're carrying a lot of anxiety and stress, our breath may be very shallow. So if that's the case for you, we can bring kindness and compassion to ourselves as we just invite in maybe a little bit deeper breath. Taking 10 intentional breaths in and out can calm our nervous system, can help settle and ground us. I invite you now to bring your awareness to your body. Notice if there's any place in your body in this moment that you are holding any tension or tightness. And if you find any of those places, give yourself permission to allow them to relax. On your next exhale, allow your shoulders to float down a little bit, down your back, rather than up at our ears like they are sometimes when we're holding so much tension. Notice now if there's any place in your body you have any pain or discomfort. And if you find those places, breathe some love and compassion to those areas. You know, our bodies have so much wisdom if we only listen. So choosing to pause throughout the day and tune in with our bodies allows us to then respond in ways that are loving and kind. It's how we know how to care for and nurture ourselves, is by paying attention. Let's release awareness of our body and come back to our breath. And as you breathe in and out, notice now if you're able to breathe in more deeply. If there's more flow in your breath now that you've given yourself permission to sit for a few moments. As you breathe in, I remind you that in this moment, you're safe. In this moment, there's nothing else to be done but be present. I remind us also that our breath is an accessible tool that we can use at any time that we're feeling a higher level of stress or anxiety than we would like. Now I invite you to bring awareness to your thoughts. See if you can be a curious observer and notice what are the content of your thoughts in this moment. And if you notice there's any inner critic, any judging, anything that isn't serving you in this moment, invite in the inner mentor, the one that encourages you, the kind and compassionate words that you say to yourself. Maybe it's just you are doing the best you can right now. Or maybe it is, you can do this. You're okay. Whatever the kind and nurturing words are that you say to yourself, allow that to be present in your thoughts in this moment. Now I invite you to release awareness of your thoughts and come back to your breath again. And now as we're breathing, notice the space between the in-breath and the out-breath. And then again, that space between the exhale and your next inhale. And let's just follow that for the next 3 breaths. Now I invite you to place your hand on your heart and acknowledge something about yourself in this moment that you are grateful for. I recognize everyone who's shown up here today to have an intention of resilience. Really powerful to pause and really nurture and care for yourself so that you can continue to trust yourself, that you can continue to listen to yourself. As you feel that deep sense of gratitude for yourself, allow that to ripple out to the other things in your life that you're grateful for. When we can focus on what we're grateful for, it highlights what we value, what's important to us, changes our brain chemistry, calms us, and it focuses us on what's going well, which when we're anxious is a really helpful place to put our attention. As we take our last few breaths together in this guided meditation, I want to remind you that you matter. That who you are makes a difference in this world. That you are valuable, that you are powerful, that you are strong and courageous, and that yes, you are resilient. And as we breathe in resilience, let's breathe out gratitude for taking this time to nurture and support ourselves. I thank you so much, and I invite you now to allow your eyes to float open. Move your body around in any way you need to. And I'm going to hand things over to Dana. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kelly. That was really beautiful and peaceful. So I'm sure that all of you are feeling just a greater sense of peace and a gratefulness that you are giving you this time for you. So That was really wonderful and very calming. Now I want to explore our topic today, which is using questions to enhance your self-care. And that's a really interesting statement, isn't it? Using questions to enhance your self-care. What does that mean? Well, I'm going to introduce you to a tool, and it is something that we teach in our programs. And the tool is called an affirmation. Now, I'm sure you've heard of affirmations before. Affirmations are positive statements of a desired outcome. And I'm going to show you our Leap to Success affirmation calendar. And I'm going to point you to our January affirmation, which is, I have the power to create a new story. And I'm going to ask you this question. Is that something that you believe? Do you actually believe that you have the power to create a new story or a new narrative in your life? And that might be a really big, and maybe it seems like really out of reach because there's so much going on in our outer worlds, that how can we create a new story for ourselves? How can we take actions that are going to make a difference in our lives? Well, I believe that the tool of affirmations is going to help us get there. And I'm going to introduce you to the book where I first learned about affirmations. And the author is Noah St. John, and it's called Affirmations, The Miracle of Positive Self-Talk. So here's what an affirmation is. It's an empowering question that unleashes your ability to take action. These are questions that help your mind engage and problem solve. Because when you ask yourself a question, your mind instantly starts to answer that question. So I'm going to ask you something right now, and I would like you to answer this in your own mind. What do you want to be different right now in your life? What do you want to be different right now in your own life? This can be a goal, it could be a New Year's resolution, or it can be an intention that you hold for yourself. So I hope that you have something in mind right now. And I'll share one of the things that I would like to have in my life right now is I would like to weigh about 15 pounds less than what I weigh right now. But if I say that as an affirmation, that I will lose weight and weigh 15 pounds less, I might not believe it because it's a long time since I've been 15 pounds less from where I am right now. So sometimes we have a belief gap, and that can block us from believing that we can actually reach that goal or that affirmation is true. So what I'd like you to think about right now is a question that you can ask yourself that will allow you to believe that what you want is already true. And I'm going to give you some examples of what are not empowering questions. And then I'm going to give you some examples of what are empowering questions. So for myself, a question that is not empowering is, why can't I lose weight? Why don't I stick to the diet that I want to stick to? Why can't I make time to go outside and walk every day? So all of these are disempowering questions because they're stated in the negative. Why can't I, or why don't I? Here's another one. Why can't I be more patient with myself? Why don't I meet my goals or resolutions? Can you feel how those are disempowering? So now I'm going to turn those around and I'm going to state empowering questions. And these would be affirmations. And see if you can feel the difference with these questions. Why is it so easy for me to lose weight? Why is it so fun to go walk outside every day? Why do I enjoy cooking nutritious and tasty meals? Why do I respond to myself with patience and kindness? And here's a biggie. Why do I prioritize my self-care? When I ask myself those questions, my mind instantly starts to answer them with positive things that I do or that I can do to answer those questions. Asking the why question activates the part of our brain that wants to solve that problem, that wants to answer that question. Now, what you'll notice is that I'm not asking myself, how will I do these things? That goes to a different part of the brain, and we might not be successful if we go there. But when we ask the question why, our brain instantly goes there. And then it allows us to accept the truth of the question. And what I would want to do is I would want to write that down, those empowering questions. I'd want to say them out loud. I'd want to listen to that question over and over, and that will lead me to taking actions that are the answers to that question. So now I'm going to ask you to do something, and if you'd like to, share your goal or your intention. And I'll ask you to do that in the chat. So I'm going to go ahead and put that question in the chat. So share a goal or something that you're working on. And it's, my goal is, and I see something, Maria, the affirmation book is $178 on Amazon. No, the book's probably about $15 on Amazon. I don't know what you found. I'll ask Alyssa to put a link for the book if you can find this one, Alyssa. But go ahead and, if you're with us, share a goal that you're working on. Okay, I see someone. Okay, the goals are flooding in now. My goal is to get better with computers. That's great. Another goal, my goal is to eliminate sugar from my daily diet. Another, my goal is to practice more self-care. Another goal, to find this level of peace and calm more. That's a great one. And someone else is saying their goal is to make time for myself and for my hobbies. Okay, those are wonderful. Now I'm going to ask you to write an affirmation about this goal. And what I suggest is that you use the words like, why is it so easy for me to complete my 21-day juicing challenge? That was a goal that someone just wrote in. So go ahead, each of you that shared something, go ahead and write an affirmation and share it with us in the chat so that we can be inspired and we can cheer you on. And what I love about affirmations is that when we're thinking about these why questions, our mind instantly goes to the answer. So someone has just written, why is it so easy for me to eliminate sugar from my diet? Oh, someone else wrote one. Why is it so easy to never give up? Wow. I might suggest that you add into that what you are never going to give up on so that you can be really specific. And if you wanted to write a really big affirmation, I could see, why is it so easy to never give up on my goals or my self-care? And then let yourself answer those questions. And someone has written, why is it so easy for me to finish preparing my home for sale? That's great. Another person, why is it so easy for me to care for myself? That's wonderful. And why is it so easy and fun to make nurturing and healthy food choices? Yeah, that's great. And someone else, why is it so easy for me to stay with my daily juicing regimen? Wonderful. And someone else has written, why is it so easy to be patient and kind and easy to take care of myself? Oh, these are just flooding in. You all are doing great. You've got the hang of affirmations. Now I'm going to take you to the next step. The next step is to write down 3 actions that you will take as the result of this affirmation. So go ahead and add that in. What are 3 actions that you can take based on your affirmation? So I'm going to use the affirmation. Why is it so easy for me to lose weight? I'm going to go ahead and type that, and I'm going to do my 3. And then you go ahead and do your 3 as well. So my first one, why is it so easy for me to lose weight? I'm going to say because I eat a healthy salad for lunch every day. So that's my number 1. My second one is because I will start, or I'll say I start making delicious vegetable soups and eat that at dinner every day. Because what I know about vegetable soups is they fill me up and they're low calorie. Okay, now I see some other actions coming in. And number 1, somebody is saying because I accept help. Number 2, I keep practicing. This is the person who wrote about the computer. And number 3 is because she does not throw the laptop across the room. That's a really good action to take. I can see that you would be better at computers if you didn't throw yours across the room. That's great. Okay, I'm going to come up with my third one. Why is it so easy for me to lose weight? My first one was because I eat a healthy salad for lunch, because I start making delicious vegetable soups and eat them at dinner every day. And why else? Because I weigh myself every day. And I'm going to say, and celebrate my weight losses with fun activities. There it is. Those are my 3. Okay, let's see some others come in. Okay, I see, let's see, somebody who is writing, because I think about what I want to convey before I say it. I think about the other person in a compassionate way, and I choose words that convey what I mean without being mean. So that was someone who wanted to improve their communication skills. I think you all are, oh, here's a really beautiful one. I was going to say you're all getting the hang of this. This one is, why is it so easy for me to love and appreciate myself? And number 1 is because I deserve to be treated well. Number 2, because I give it to others to share the love. And number 3, because I'm making active choices to make my life what I want it to be. Wow, that is so powerful. Thank you for sharing that. That's a beautiful one. Why is it so easy for me to love and appreciate myself? Okay, here's another one from someone that was going to eliminate sugar from her diet. Her number 1 action is I will buy some fresh fruit to substitute for sweet cravings. That's great. Number 2, and I think I'm going to do that too. Number 2, because I do not give up. And because I pay attention to how badly I feel when I eat sugar. And because I celebrate my daily successes by appreciating my self-care. Oh, those are beautiful. Well, you all have gotten the hang of affirmations. And here's what I'm going to ask of each of you. Go ahead and take what you've written and copy it for yourself. Paste it into a document. And let this be the start of you taking empowering actions to make your goals and to make your intentions come true. And remember that there are only certain things that we can control. And by setting your intention and by taking these empowering actions, you are taking action to make what you want come true in your life. So I want to acknowledge you for that, for your commitment to your own growth and your own well-being. That's wonderful. So I'm going to go ahead now and hand the session back over to Kelly to close us. Here's Kelly.
Thank you so much, Dana. I love affirmations because they totally shift my brain out of trying to figure out the how, where I get stuck, and instead allow my brain to be creative and share lots of ideas. So that why question, and I like to say, why is it so easy and fun? I have learned that from a graduate to add in the fun part. So it really shifts. So I love all of this. You all had so many rich, wonderful insights out of that. So I'm really excited about that. I would love for us now just to reflect on what level of stress and anxiety that we're experiencing. You've just given yourself a half an hour. Most people were about at 6 before. So rate yourself on a 1 to 10. Where are you right now? Gives you some really important information about what you can do for yourself. Whether we're together on a Tuesday or it's a different day and you just pause to give yourself some moments to relax, to meditate, to do a mindfulness practice, and then to ask whatever you're challenged with in that moment, why is it so easy and fun for whatever the changes that you want to make? So it looks like there's been movement down. We still have some folks up at a 6 and a 5, but it's pretty dispersed down to 2. So as always, when we know if there's something that works for you, keep doing it. So we're grateful to be able to give a snapshot of that for ourselves. I want to end with a poem or a quote from Rilke. Be patient towards all that is unsolved in your heart, and try to love the questions themselves. These affirmations are so wonderful to love the questions and love ourselves through the questions. Love ourselves into more self-nurturing, more self-care, and more of a sense of possibility in what we can control. Thank you so much for being with us today. We look forward to having you back next week for the next episode. Remember, you can find all of our self-care library at leaptosuccess.org and on our YouTube channel. Thank you so much, friends. Have a really safe and wonderful week. Bye-bye.